KFGO is the new Fargo-Moorhead affiliate to University of North Dakota Athletics, a 5-year contract. You will hear UND football and UND men's hockey here on 790 KFGO. And you will also hear UND men's basketball and UND women's basketball in the Fargo-Moorhead marketplace. That has not been the case in the past, but what we have here with 740 The Fan and our other stations within the building, you'll also hear those games, and many of those games rather, will be on 740 The Fan. So we're going to hook up with UND head hockey coach Brad Berry here. The coach has his players back in for summer camp and summer workout sessions, and also the schedule is out. The freshman class was officially announced just recently, and so I hung up on him. How's that, Coach?
I didn't know if that was you or me.
Oh, that was me. It's totally in my hands there. I thought I was putting you on the air, and I completely dropped you. So I'm sorry about that.
No problem. Anytime.
Coach, we're really excited here at KFGO today to be UND's new Fargo-Moorhead affiliate. So thank you for your work that you've done to that, and we're really excited about it, Coach.
Well, first of all, congratulations to you and your group. You guys do a wonderful job, and I'll tell you what, we're really excited about being part of your family and you part of our family. We got a lot of listeners in your area and around the state, and we think it's going to be a great marriage.
No doubt about it. And we assured the fans early that even though we are the new Fargo-Moorhead affiliate of UND Athletics and UND men's hockey, they'll still hear Tim Hennessy game in and game out, as they have grown accustomed to for decades and decades. I like to make Hennessy feel old, when I talk about him.
Yeah.
So I start talking about just decades and decades and decades. That really
you got to keep. We got to keep him honest. He's the Vince Scully of UND men's hockey.
He is. And he's, the thing about it, he's catching up with Vince Scully when it comes to age. That's the thing about it.
I hope he's listening.
I hope so. Players are back. They're training, aren't they, Coach?
Yeah, they are. They're obviously the voluntary workouts. They're back on their own accord here. And,
yeah.
It's great to have them back here. And, obviously they're hungry. They've had a taste of success as far as on a national scene. And you can tell that there's a commitment to go forward, to try to do more good things here going forward.
Yeah, that summer program is so invaluable. I mean, you get the freshmen in on campus, they take some summer classes, and Mark Pullman gets involved in some real unique training things that they do in the summer. It really does set the tone for the season, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. The biggest thing that it does, I think it's kind of threefold. First of all, obviously the conditioning and training, that seems like it's a 12-month job just to keep going, keep the edge. Second thing is the academic side of it. It allows these players to bank some credits in the summertime and build their transcripts here going forward, so they can graduate either on time or ahead of time, which is a big deal when guys want to go on to pro hockey and have a chance to do that. And third and lastly is embedding themselves and ingraining into our culture and our program early on, so that we found over the last couple of years we've got out of the blocks pretty quick, and a lot has to do with the freshmen coming in and getting embraced by the returning players, and you become a cohesive unit in the fall when you get going. Yeah,
and it is. I think it's a sign of returning players to see how quickly each freshman class is acclimated into the team and into the culture there. I think that speaks highly of your leadership and players maybe who have been in the program for a couple of years and the way they approach those incoming freshmen.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny, obviously being back here a few years now, it's great to see. You see those fresh young faces coming in, and as the years go on, after a year or two, that they become the leaders, and they become the people that show and teach the culture of our strong program to our first-year players. So it just gets passed on. The torch gets passed on from class to class, from year to year.
Yeah. Head coach Brad Berry joining us today from the University of North Dakota hockey program, the defending national champions. Coach, a few news items regarding your program here in the last 4 or 5 days. Nick Schmaltz, at one time, it looked like there were a lot of signs that he would be coming back, but the Chicago Blackhawks made a trade last week, and that kind of turned everything in a different direction, didn't it?
Yeah, I think that was kind of the pivotal part of the decision process. I think, first of all, Nick, the way he grew and developed as a player from his freshman year to his sophomore year, we always knew he had the offensive ability, but, now you incorporate his play away from the puck. He was, I think, third in the nation in plus-minus behind his two line mates. That tells you that he's doing a lot of great things away from the puck, and he grew as a player. Then obviously culminating it with a national championship. Everybody wants a winner on their team, and Nick was fortunate to be on that. We're going to miss him, but we talked to our players about we have other good players in our locker room, and Nick helped us win a national championship. He will always be part of our family, and now it's about opportunity to other guys. There's going to be extra ice time and leadership roles that other guys can dive into, and we face that year in and year out. From time to time, we have good players that leave a little bit early, and other guys just jump in and don't miss a beat.
Brad, what do you think the chances are of Nick Schmaltz actually making the Blackhawks roster? I mean, this trade now does open the door for a couple spots. How do you rate his chances?
Well, first of all, he and I talked about it. That even though they made room for him, that he's going to have to earn it. He's going to have to prepare in the summertime and have a commitment that he wants to be on that team and show that he's ready to go. So he knows that. But at the same time, I think he's shown what he can do over the last couple of years at UND as far as what he can bring to the table and help their organization like Chicago. They're deep, they have depth, but the one thing with Chicago is they're strapped as far as cash regarding the salary cap. They need entry-level contracts coming in. Nick's an entry-level contract player with great skill, and that's kind of the recipe of success they've had year after year. They have to lose some players to free agency because they need more money. Well, they just replace them with good young players on entry-level deals, and that's what Nick is. And hopefully they'll have an opportunity right away to play there.
Well, and another piece that Nick Schmaltz has now entering the Blackhawks system is Jonathan Toews. And what a tutor, because Toews is a phenomenal two-way player, one of the best defensive forwards in the NHL, and he credits his years at UND in making him a great two-way player. So, gosh, if you're Nick Schmaltz, I mean, you got to be thinking, what a great situation to go into, to have a guy who is a great two-way player, and you're Nick Schmaltz, and you're coming off a season in which he proved he can also be a great two-way player.
That's a great point, Dan. And it's funny you mention that because obviously that conversation I had with Nick, one of the things is gravitate to people that can help you.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that you become a person that goes to somebody that can mentor you into the spot in the NHL where you want to be. And obviously that's Jonathan Toews. Hang on to him, clutch on to him. And then ironically, this weekend, Ryan Duncan got married in the cities. And I was fortunate enough to be at that wedding. And
saw the pictures,
who's one of his best men is Jonathan Toews. Had a great conversation. Talked about Nick a little bit about the possibility about being in that organization and playing for Chicago, and then Jonathan was the first to say, "Hey, I'm all over it. I want to. If he does end up signing, I'm going to make sure that I take care of him and make him a part of our family." So that's what we do here at North Dakota is take care of each other, and it's great to see those two together in one organization.
No doubt about it. So you move forward with a good nucleus coming back, a great freshman class coming in, including a guy who's going to have his name called Friday night during the first round of the NHL draft. That is Tyler Jost. For those people who have perhaps not followed Tyler Jost,
Tyson Jost.
I'm sorry. Yes, Tyson Jost.
Yep.
Sorry, Coach.
Yep.
Tell the listeners about him. Again, a guy who's going to hear his name called maybe in the top 15 or so Friday night in the first round of the NHL draft?
Yeah, I think the rankings, final rankings, have him slotted between anywhere from 8 to 15, 8 to 13, somewhere in there. So there's some good teams, competitive teams that will pick him on Friday. In saying that, we just talked about a young man named Jonathan Toews. First of all, Tyson Jost, favorite player, Jonathan Toews. Who does he play like? Jonathan Toews. Who does he emulate off the ice as far as humility, hard work, caring for other people? Jonathan Toews. This young man, and again, it's a high bar, but he reminds me a lot of Jonathan Toews as far as how he plays and conducts himself and his leadership skills. So we're getting a good player here.
Was he the first guy who officially committed to the program after you became head coach, Brad?
Absolutely. And I can probably even remember the day and the hour that he did that.
I bet you can.
We are so grateful for that. And again, as much as we talk about excellent high-level players coming through our program, which Tyson is, which Nick Schmaltz was going through our program, Tyson's an incredible person. He's going to add to our culture here. And again, it's all about what you do on the ice, but it's also what you do off the ice. And he's an excellent person.
True center iceman, right?
True center iceman. Plays wing, but he's true center iceman. Wins a lot of faceoffs. He reminds me of Jonathan Toews.
Yeah. Yeah. How about some other highlights with this freshman class coming in here, Coach?
Well, again, you know what? I think a lot of our success, we build our program around a lot of different types of players. And part of that is, we have a strong contingent, the national championship team, we had a strong contingent of local and area players. I think that's huge in going forward. If you can have a player from the area or the community that can play at our level, you want them in your group. And we had success with guys like Paul Adu, Luke Johnson, Keaton Thompson, the Pool, Tucker Pullman, Gage Osmus. Those type of players are in our program or went through our program. Well, now we got another wave of local and regional guys. We got Dixon Bowen, we got younger brother Colton Pullman, we got Zach Yon from Roseau, we've got Cole Smith from the Brainerd area. That's huge to have guys that are not only very good players, but guys that watch North Dakota hockey as a youngster growing up, because they know there's good times and there's times of adversity. And again, it's great to have guys that can distinguish each one of them and dig in right away here.
And it's also fun to give the dads of these young players coming in who used to play in the program a little crap, because they're also getting really old. A guy like Jeff Bowen's really getting old. Well, we've already arrived at the point now where his son Dixon's entering the program. So those guys are getting old.
Oh, absolutely. And it's funny how many of the dads have hockey ties. You look at Dixon, Bowen's dad, Jeff played at the University of North Dakota. Colton Pullman's dad, Mark, is our strength coach and athletic trainer. He was played football at UND. Zach Yon, his father, played hockey for the Minnesota Gophers. So again, there's a lot of resemblances and a lot of similarities of fathers to sons there.
Yep, the schedule. Wow, what a great schedule this year. Some of the highlights, the fact that you're going to Madison Square Garden to play a one game there. That's certainly one of the highlights of this year's schedule, Coach.
Yeah, that's an experience game or something that we try to give the student athlete a great experience through their career at North Dakota, and we try to sprinkle every couple of years one of those venues in there as far as that experience for them. We're going to be playing Boston College, a premier college program in the country, and playing in one of the most storied venues in professional sports in Madison Square Garden. So we're really looking forward to that game. And again, I know our fans are. I think they've not only bought our allotment of the tickets in that facility, but I think they've even bought some of Boston College's allotment on the website.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. And then the Gophers, they return to the schedule this year. Now, did I hear that even though there was some talk that might be a split series between a Friday and Sunday, it's definitely going to be a Friday-Saturday series with the Gophers in Minneapolis, Coach?
Definitively 100% Friday-Saturday. And we wanted to make sure so that people can plan their weekends accordingly right now and book their rooms and everything else so that they don't have to guess until the last minute. So got that cleared up. Not sure what the times are but it'll be Friday night, Saturday night for sure.
All right, then that's November 4th and 5th, the Gophers, and then Minnesota comes to the Ralph next year, right?
Correct, yeah. We're going to go 2 there, 2 here the following year, and then the third year we're playing that Hall of Fame game in Las Vegas.
Oh, geez, that won't be any fun for your fan base. Son of a gun.
No.
Wow. You and the Gophers in Vegas. Oh, boy.
So,
that's going to be a good time.
We're excited about that.
Yeah. All right, Coach, we're excited the fact that folks here in Fargo-Moorhead and West Fargo and this area of the state are going to be able to listen to UND men's hockey this year on 790 KFGO. We're really pumped about that, and I look forward to having many more conversations like this with you in the future.
Absolutely, Dan. And just to let you know, I keep watching that video of that tic-tac-toe called in the middle of the winter there. It never gets old.
Yeah, it never gets old. That's great players making great plays, and I was just fortunate enough to be there when that happened.
You did a great job, fella.
All right, thanks. Appreciate your time.
Yeah,
you bet. Brad Berry, head coach of UND hockey, as they open the season October 1st against Manitoba, and they're going to be raising the national championship banner that night. And then a great NCHC schedule, non-conference games against Boston College, Michigan State, the Gophers, Union, which is a really good team year in, year out. Be a fun season ahead.